The Duchess of Edinburgh, marked the first anniversary of her late mother-in-law the Queen's passing with a pastime they both enjoyed. Sophie, 57, appeared relaxed on the emotional day as she attended the Cornbury House International Trials in Oxfordshire. Prince Edward's wife was very close to Queen Elizabeth II, and was known as one of her closest confidants. The pair formed close bond after losing her own mother, Mary Rees-Jones, to stomach cancer in 2005 aged 71, when her daughter Lady Louise Windsor was only 2. But today, the Duchess appeared positive while enjoying the horse trials, and was beaming as she arrived at the event in the sunshine. The Duchess donned a sophisticated pinstripe shirt dress with a flowing silhouette, perfect for the hot weather today. She accessorized the outfit with a summery pair of nude espadrilles with ballet-style tie-up laces around the ankles. Sophie approached the emotional day with a smile on her face, as she was photographed with friend Mark Foster Brown. The mother of 2 also enjoyed the opportunity to meet with the leading event rider, Harry Mead. She spent the day with the president of Cornbury House, David Howden, and his wife Fiona. Sophie took to the Cornbury House trials just one day after her niece by marriage. Zara Tindall, 42, competed in the cross-country part of the competition. The royal family are known for the love of horses, in particular the late Queen. In recent years, Sophie, who was a rock for the Queen, took up horse riding as a hobby in order to bond with the Queen. Speaking in 2021, one friend said, "Sophie set herself a series of tasks. She learned how to ride properly and now rides with the Queen at least once a week." She took up carriage driving to be close to Philip, they added. Sophie has spoken openly about her grief before, having previously spoken of a tragic miscarriage she suffered in 2001. Meanwhile in 2005, Sophie lost her mother. The Duchess opened up about her mother's death last year during a speech for Women's Institute members at their annual meeting in June 2021. She said of her other that she missed her very much, and there are moments where I hear some music she loved or I do something I know she'd have wanted to hear about, which make her early departure very hard. She has missed out on so much, and I am particularly sad that she hasn't seen my children grow up or seen how my work has grown and developed, she added. She would have loved that I am talking to you today, she added. At the time of Mrs. Rees-Jones' death, a statement from Buckingham Palace said, "The Countess was very close to her mother and this is a very sad time." She is being comforted by her husband, but she is deeply saddened. After her mother's passing, Sophie grew close to the Queen, whom she was heard calling Mama on occasion, including at a Diamond Jubilee Trust event at Buckingham Palace in 2019. In recent years, former aides have previously described the Queen's relationship with Sophie as like mother and daughter, adding, "There is a great deal of love and mutual respect between them." And in 2021, a tearful Duchess described the Queen as amazing, as she and her husband Prince Edward comforted Her Majesty at Windsor Castle following the death of her husband Prince Philip. Prince Edward and Sophie were the first to visit the grieving monarch after the Duke of Edinburgh's death, and as they left the castle Sophie was visibly upset. At the time, she was described as one of a group of 4 who were providing support for the monarch. "Sophie is like another daughter to the Queen, they are that close," said a royal source. "She is trusted and relied on like few others." And speaking in June 2021, royal expert Duncan Larkham told The Sun, "Sophie has emerged as the Queen's unlikely rock as the monarch adjusts to life without Prince Philip." Prince Edward's wife has, according to sources, made it her personal mission to ensure Her Majesty is fully supported by the family. Since the Duke's death in April, Sophie has driven the 10 miles from her Bagshot Park home to Windsor Castle every few days and most weekends to spend socially distanced time with Her Majesty. For the days she couldn't make it to see the Queen in person, the Duchess made a point of calling her mother-in-law at least once a day. Last year, the Duchess was openly emotional as she mourned the Queen in public. Sophie looked very sombre when she arrived at Balmoral alongside the Duke of Cambridge and Cornwall, Duke of York and Earl of Wessex. Meanwhile, she was photographed weeping at the funeral last September alongside other members of the royal family. Sophie was struck by tragedy early on in her marriage to Prince Edward, when she suffered a miscarriage as the result of an ectopic pregnancy in 2001. Prince Edward addressed the press as his wife recovered in hospital at the time, saying, "It's obviously a very traumatic time and my wife has. It's quite the most painful thing anyone can undergo. It's a pretty traumatic experience. As the pain reduces, so the relief will increase." "I want to add my thanks to all the medical team who have done a fantastic job and reacted so quickly and have handled things so professionally," he added. Sophie and Prince Edward went on to welcome their daughter Lady Louise Windsor, who is now 19, in 2003, and their son James Viscount Severn, 15, in 2007.